Nard out here breaking down KSCERATO's Mirage B-site and short CT setups and positions. FURIA switched his role from B anchor to short when they went to Europe. I'll be covering multiple looks from both positions. All clips are from matches played in 2020. Also, keep in mind this video is not intended to get into really specific details. This video would be way too long if I were to do so. The point of these individual POV CT videos is to give you and your team ideas and setups. With that said, let's get into the first part of the video, where KSCERATO is now playing, which is short. One way to slow down the T's mid control is by smoking cat. KSCERATO will first molly apartments to allow Vinny to have full utility to work with, making it easier for the anchor. KSCERATO smokes cat early on when he gets to short. The smoke delays the T's as they won't most likely push through it. With that smoke, KSCERATO can use it as cover to push up and play around it. He does not spot anyone, and he rotates the ladder to watch window since Art died underpass. VP will come out B and KSCERATO rotates. He does a lot of damage, however no kills and dies. In the very next clip, same routine. KSCERATO mollies apartments and then he heads to short where VP are going for mid control. KSCERATO smokes cat. He gets shot at from chair so he dunks a nade into Buster. With the smoke, he's going to keep an eye to see if any T's push through it and he'll punish them. Otherwise, he's also going to keep an eye on connector. The catwalk smoke KSCERATO throws leaves a gap which will come into play, which I don't think was intended. You can see here Art is underpass and he gets a kill. KSCERATO takes advantage of that and peeks and kills Jame catwalk and does more damage to Buster chair before falling off. Art was able to fall back from mid and FURIA rotate him to B. KSCERATO rotates to CT where he will keep an eye on window since his two A teammates are towards ticket and Art is at B. I'm going to skip the rest of the POV here as nothing too exciting happens. I know I stated earlier that most of the times T's won't push through smoke, but there will be certain scenarios where they will. If they have a set catwalk rush or fast ladder control, then they will. In this clip, Omnic gets into ladder fast and he doesn't respect the smoke. KSCERATO looks away because he hears someone in apartments. Then he gets flash. He wants to use the cover of the cat smoke to clear some angles mid, however he doesn't full clear ladder, which Omnic makes him pay. You can see here, had he held initially, then he probably gets a kill into Omnic. So just keep an open mind that T's can push through the smoke. G2 smoke off short at the beginning of the round and KSCERATO throws a cat smoke. He pushes through the smoke and peeks connector, but by the time he does so, G2 already up. KSCERATO's smoke will begin to fade and Kenny is behind it and kills him. Had KSCERATO pushed earlier, then he could have possibly shut down the connector push. Despite being smoked off from G2, his catwalk smoke gives him cover to push up to peak connector. One setup that FURIA love doing is the short boost. In this round, KSCERATO will boost Yuri on his head with the safe rifle to try and get an early pick with an off angle. Yuri unfortunately doesn't get the kill, but he does do a lot of damage. In the following clips, FURIA had the player getting boosted up on top of the structure and then the other players watching apartments. There are some rounds here where FURIA do it right at the start and other rounds where they do it mid-round. If you do plan on doing it mid-round, be cautious of ladder in case the enemy has a player there. I'm just going to let the clips play out of them doing the boost and getting kills. All these clips were recorded from matches in 2020, so as you can see, they really like this boost. Moving on from the boost, KSCERATO holds his off angle for short, and he manages to dodge the flash and gets 2 kills and some on Liquid. In this round, KSCERATO will be playing inside ladder. Art had fallen underpass, and Yuri will be watching connector with an off angle jungle. KSCERATO's role inside ladder is to keep an eye on the window boost. He switches back and forth between short and window. G2 will smoke window and boost Hunter into the smoke. KSCERATO decides to peek mid, and when he comes back to ladder to check up on window, Hunter is already through murder hole flanking CT, which wins them the round. The takeaway here from this round is if T smoke window, then they can boost and have a player waiting inside window. KSCERATO should have not peeked mid here and just waited for the smoke to fade window, and then check for the boost. Then once he clears the boost, then he could have peeked mid after. Another situation when KSCERATO is watching murder hole is when Art is playing an off angle jungle to watch connector. FURIA will pull KSCERATO to outside murder hole to watch anyone inside window to allow Art to focus on connector. That means Vinny will be anchoring towards B. In this round against Liquid will attempt to go up short and they smoke off top connector. However, Art pushes through and gets a kill, and he gets info that Liquid are up short. KSCERATO is able to rotate in time and still has a smoke. He smokes off short and Liquid pushes through it and he makes them pay for it. Even though Vinny was by himself at B, KSCERATO was really close and the rotate doesn't take long for him to get there to help out. Even though KSCERATO dies, he gets 2 kills to help win them the round. Here we have a similar round compared to the last, except FURIA have Art AWPing solo aggressively pushed up in apartments. FURIA have KSCERATO watching murder hole from outside of it, while Vinny is jungle holding an off angle watching connector. Liquid will try to split A and Vinny shuts down the connector players. KSCERATO will spot Elige window crossing and shoots at him, which alerts Vinny that there's a player flanking him. Elige gets the better of Vinny, however KSCERATO is there to trade. Another situation where KSCERATO picks up murder hole is when Art dies early on mid. In this round Art died underpass, so KSCERATO will rotate to outside murder hole. By having an eye on murder hole, this allows Henny AWPing from CT not have to worry about rotating back and forth between watching A and his murder hole flank. KSCERATO has flashes he throws to help out mid. The first one is from backside on B, and Vinny throws one from midside on B as well. Grim on mid ramp gets blind and killed by Art. These flashes are not too effective for players top mid. The other set of mid flashes KSCERATO has are from outside murder hole. These flashes that he throws can be thrown at the beginning of the round to help the mid player out to prevent getting peeked. He also uses them mid round to have his teammate in window peek mid. The flash allows Vinny to peek mid from window and he gets a nice 3k, almost 4 if KSCERATO doesn't step in. You see here G2 are blind. On the topic of nades and close to the area, KSCERATO and FURIA have some apartment control setups using the deep apartment smoke. He throws his smoke from spawn at the beginning of the round and stands in this corner, aims at the right wood and jump throw. The smoke lands and blocks off the area past kitchen. KSCERATO is AWPing here, and he throws a deep molly flash before peeking in case Complexity has anyone holding for the van peek. There's no molly that can reach kitchen, so potentially there can be a T in kitchen holding. KSCERATO is aware of that. I'm going to skip the rest of the POV here as Complexity goes towards A. KSCERATO throws a deep app smoke, then flashes mid. Cut to Vinny. He will play anti-flash running into sight. He throws a deep molly, jump spots to see if anyone's there. He'll jump onto van afterwards, and Vinny nades and flashes kitchen before clearing it. Recall that the molly doesn't clear kitchen, so that's why he's throwing a nade and flash, in case someone's there. That flash he throws can be dodged, so you can probably have the teammate who threw the smoke go van and flash for you to peek kitchen if you want. Vinny has control of kitchen and he re-smokes. He falls back and rotates over to Cat since Art died mid and FURIA are down a player. He will try to help and get info there, but however he loses the 1v1 to Stewie. Another way KSCERATO and FURIA get apartment control is by boosting into balcony early on from van and pushing into apps. KSCERATO mollies deep, jump spots and sees no one, and then he gets on balcony with the help of Art. He pushes up and waits for Art's kitchen flash before swinging. Once he clears kitchen, he smokes it off and then falls back rotating to A, leaving Art to solo B. Art is at sofa, which I do not recommend playing if you're by yourself on B, especially if utility still. It's a one and done position, and luckily for him, he was able to get out of dodge and he resmokes apartments late into the round, which will take a lot of time had Liquid went apps. I'm going to skip the rest of the round as Liquid goes A. Here's a must-know flash for B apartments that KSCERATO throws while Vinny is on balcony. He throws it as the execute is coming in and the demo shows the flash not going far. However, that's not the case as you'll see when I throw it in a private server. Vinny was supposed to peek off the flash, however Heroic throw their own flashes and blind Vinny. Luckily for Vinny, he is unchecked and gets a couple of kills from that position. To throw the flash, you stand in this corner, aim at the bar, and left click throw. As you can see, the flash goes farther than what the demo shows. This next clip shows a nice sequence involving a balcony underhand flash. Leading up to this round, Triumph had gone A for the majority of the rounds, and now they're on a half buy. KSCERATO has an inclination that they're going to come B, so Vinny mollies and KSCERATO mollies deep. He jump spots and doesn't see anyone. Then he jumps on van and smokes deep. Triumph set up for their execute, and KSCERATO nades and sprays randomly through the smoke and gets a kill. He falls back to balcony where he will underhand a flash when Triumph are executing coming through the smoke. The flash blinds the Triumph players, and KSCERATO has some easy kills. Another common utility KSCERATO throws is this apartment smoke. He stands in front of the garbage can, aims here above the shadow, and left click. The next setup involves a fast balcony boost at the beginning of the round in order for KSCERATO to get a quick pick with his AWP. This is the fastest way to peek apartments. You'll see the person boosting is standing and not crouching, and KSCERATO will jump onto their head and onto balcony. Here's Pono alone seeing if he can get an early pick, however KSCERATO gets a jump onto him. Another round here showing the boost and killing the B apartment lurker, Liaz, trying to throw the lurk nades. The next clip shows the boost when 100 Thieves is rushing B, and he gets boosted and gets a blind kill. And then in the very last example of this boost, shows KSCERATO going aggressive, and he peeks towards Underpass, where he kills Moose trying to cross. As you can see how effective this boost can be to try to get an early pick. Moving on from the boost, KSCERATO here is holding the off angle on balcony. He catches the first player by surprise, and he swings and kills Myron, and then he also finds a third onto falling short. You saw earlier one setup KSCERATO and FURIA have when he has an AWP is to get boosted balcony. However, what if they don't have spawns for that? Well, one way to peek into apartments safely is to throw utility first to clear if anyone's holding. You could also have your short teammate throw that flash I showed KSCERATO throwing earlier. KSCERATO doesn't try to peek towards Underpass because there can be a player holding him or in kitchen, so he watches it peek or cross while being on balcony. Art will go down short, and KSCERATO gets info there's a player coming that way. He kills Config and changes his position, killing Poison, then finds a crazy shot to rush. I forgot to mention that yes, you did see 3 AWPs. FURIA love running 3 AWPs on their CT side Mirage. At the beginning of the video, I said that KSCERATO is now a short player since they went to EU, but before that he was their anchor. His favorite thing to do as a dedicated B player is to jump spot. He'll get the info by doing so, and if the T's are coming at him or an execute, he will throw a smoke off the pillar, which I'll call here the bench smoke, that isolates and gives him cover to his left while he can focus on site and the wrap. You saw here how KSCERATO and Vinny had a nice crossfire and shut down this B take from Yeah. Same thing here, jump spotting, then he throws a support flash for mid, and he spots a player which he doesn't smoke right away. He jumps and he sees that player rushing alongside a molly van. KSCERATO smokes off the pillar and jumps around the corner. He will punish Penny for coming through the smoke. Art goes down short, and KSCERATO loses the 1v1 to Moose. Good timing for KSCERATO throwing the smoke, as he doesn't preemptively throw it when he first spotted a player. Let's look at it from the beginning of the round. His short teammate will molly, and then KSCERATO mollies deep. He'll even throw a nade and flash in case anyone's pushed up. This allows him to jump spot safely. He sees one player, and then he jump spots again, and he sees multiple players coming, which then he'll smoke off the pillar, gets behind it, and focuses on the cross. He'll kill Stu short, turn around and kills Elish. It's a nice 2k from him as he delays Liquid enough for his teammates to rotate to market. There were times when KSCERATO threw the smoke too early on. He'll counter that by going aggressive and jump on van to peek apartments. Most T's think that CTs will hold back behind the smoke when they hear it, but won't expect the van peek. Here's another clip showing KSCERATO throwing the smoke early. He'll go aggressive with it and peek apartments. This is crucial information he finds with FURIA in a 4v5. This allows his B teammate to rotate to A where they'll have 3 defenders. If you're running this setup where KSCERATO smokes bench, then you want your other teammate to have some sort of crossfire. Here I show Vinny playing under the window and KSCERATO smokes off bench, not being able to help him out. FURIA will get punished for this. Now I'm going to show you an example of KSCERATO smoking apartments when he should be smoking off bench instead. Liquid are running their B split, which involves a mid-side smoke. You can check out that video here. The execute comes in and KSCERATO smokes apartment, which Liquid won't respect. Now he does get one kill and then falls to site, however Twist finds and kills him. Now had he smoked off bench, then Liquid would have had a hard time clearing him, as mid-site and bench are smoked off. They would need to go through the smoke, or wrap around to kill him, or wait for the smokes to fade, and by that time, his teammates would have rotated in. Here he does so and could have waited behind the smokes, but decides to go on the offensive. Liquid are running the same strat and he sees the execute come in, however he decides to smoke Van and at least makes him pay. He had the opportunity to fall back and smoke off bench. We have the same scenario with KSCERATO smoking apartments when he should have smoked off bench. Enemy's gonna make him pay for that and they don't respect his smoke. Apart from this, KSCERATO and Vinny love running this Crossfire where KSCERATO is backsite and Vinny is towards bench pillar. This setup is run at the beginning of the round if there is early aggression. KSCERATO will focus on balcony run out, and then Vinny will focus on site and the pillar wrap. The thought process behind this Crossfire is KSCERATO won't have to worry about his right side, and Vinny won't have to worry about his left side. There are flaws to this setup, as in these players get easily flashed off the angle they're holding, which allows the enemy to wrap, which we see Vinny getting blind here, and then KSCERATO gets killed from his right. Here's a good shutdown by the duo using the same setup, except Vinny will play bench. Now if you're playing this setup as a backside player, KSCERATO will check his right after dealing with the initial balcony players. He should do so because more likely than not the bench player will get flashed. Same setup except KSCERATO now has an AWP. 100 Thieves execute B and Vinny smokes off bench and gets flashed. KSCERATO doesn't see anyone balcony, he checks his right and kills Lias. He goes back and forth between the two areas and hits a nice shot to JKS before falling to Aza. Vinny trades and gets a kill onto Gratisfaction through the smoke. Henny rotates in and gets the last kill. The last setup I'm going to show is their 2-player underpass push. KSCERATO and Art both have good spawns. KSCERATO will underhand a flash and push up, while Art will sit back and hold top stairs with an AWP. KSCERATO has full control of abs and FURIA will rotate out to A. Against Complexity, KSCERATO will have the AWP and Art will be pushing up with a rifle. KSCERATO covers Art and holds top stairs and kills Rush. Against Liquid, Art is back on the AWP and he kills Twist top stairs. KSCERATO takes control by using his nades. Art will go back and peek mid and kill Stewie. KSCERATO on the other hand falls back and holds the crack. FURIA will stack A and leave KSCERATO solo B. He will spot for info and once he sees someone he falls back and Vinny will rotate in to help. Liquid will go underpass to A in this round. Against G2, Art and KSCERATO push underpass without an AWP and they don't spot anyone top stairs. G2 show a lot of presence towards mid. The underpass players will go back mid and contest. KSCERATO smokes behind them so they don't get flanked. Art peeks and he dies to Hunter, and KSCERATO is there to trade. Vinny flashes mid and KSCERATO peeks and kills Amanek. He spots another player chair. KSCERATO is worried about his flank and mollies it, and his teammates smoke to give him cover to try to get him in a better position, as well as to escape. He tries exiting connector and dies to Nexa, but Vinny's there to trade. The last example shows FURIA pushing with a second round force buy after losing pistol. KSCERATO is able to kill Stu caught out throwing a nade. To wrap up, KSCERATO and FURIA have multiple different looks and setups on B-Site Mirage. Congrats to KSCERATO for being HLTV's 18th ranked of 2020. I think FURIA made the right move of switching him to short as instead of anchoring B, as he will have a lot more impact there. A player of his caliber should not be anchoring B as is a waste of his talent. FURIA putting him on short is capitalizing on his skill set. If you liked the video, please upvote and subscribe. Till next time, not out here. Peace.